What's going on, guys? How you doing? TK Pryor coming at you. And I've worked really hard to try to change my financial situation. In the beginning, I really was a cheerleader for everybody else, and I was like, hey, the economy is going down, the writing's on the wall, the dollar is losing value, and everybody was like, so what? I don't care. Nobody pays attention to the fact that we're on the verge of the biggest economic collapse in history. No one's even paying attention to the wealth transfer that's taking place right now in terms of the dollar losing value and higher asset classes being a rescue net. So because no one listens, it forces you to only focus on yourself. And in doing so, I just put a lot of effort into building and progress. And different posts, I've outlined my results. Not many people pay attention, but I've made it to $50 a day in Bitcoin. And I'm on a 7-day reinvestment strategy to basically get to $500 a day within the course of a year. So that's pretty significant. People always express problems, but they don't present solutions. And very few people do anything to get results. So the old adage is, if you're not willing to put forth effort, then you shouldn't be willing to put up a complaint. So it's kind of like you deserve the scarcity or the engineered scarcity that's in your life when it comes to paper money, because that's what paper money is. Everyone believes paper money is God, and they look at it as this valuable asset when its intrinsic value is zero, and it really has no purpose other than to exchange for the goods and services that you want in life. So I've elevated my thinking, I've released my connection, and the only thing I use money for is a tool to accomplish other things. That's why I've made it to $50 a day in Bitcoin, and that's why I'm working to get to $500 a day, and I'm also doing that through 2 different sites. So I'm positioned in cryptocurrency, and I'm a pioneer for the industry. And it really doesn't matter to me that you don't know what a Bitcoin is. Because I'm not trying to help other people anymore. I'm just trying to help myself to get to a certain plateau. And once I reach that apex, then I will focus my attention on leveraging into other opportunities. I'm a strong believer in leveraging. I put forth a lot of effort in terms of taking equity out of one program and putting it into another. And that's how I build. So when it comes to leverage, you have 2 choices. You can either sponsor people, or you can take the profit and reinvest it back into the system. So I do a little bit of both, because convincing someone to spend money on their future is like talking to a brick wall. Everyone's been conditioned to fail financially, and no one even takes the time to learn the fractional reserve banking system that we live under. So I don't like to waste time and energy trying to talk to brick walls. It's very frustrating. So I spend my energy in more useful areas, like building and showing you my results. And my thought process is simple. If you're smart enough to see my results, then you should be able to position yourself to duplicate what I've done. And then the very rare times that someone reaches out to me and says, hey, can you help me? That's when I help. But outside of that, no one is prepared for the dollar crash. Very few people have tangible assets. Even fewer people have higher forms of money, gold money, silver money, or cryptocurrency. And these are diversification methods that make you inflation proof. It gives you your own sovereign international bank. It allows you to participate in diversification, but do so in a manner that opens the door to financial freedom. And that's very important because our system is debt-based. Every dollar that's printed costs 4 cents to make. And because we don't have a surplus as a country, every dollar is a debt dollar. So I'm not going to get into economics 101, but what I do want to emphasize is that people do something other than job. Just over broke is never going to get you ahead of the game financially. Whatever you choose to do doesn't affect me at all. Me making suggestions to you in a Facebook video is just that. I show you my results. I show you what I've done, what I've accomplished. I even outline strategies to get you further. If you join my Facebook group, Cryptocurrency Entrepreneurs, I actually outline programs that are proven to work to get you past money outside of your job. But success is a choice, and so is entrepreneurship. So whatever choice you make, live with your repercussions and go from there. I'm here to build. I'm here to help people who want to build. And that's pretty much where things stand. When you talk about opportunities, most people talk about excuses. When you give solutions, a lot of people give the lie that they've been told in terms of why they can't participate. The best thing you can do in this life, no matter what it is look for the answer instead of complaining about the problem. And that's the only advice I can give you guys in terms of the few people. I think I have about 1,000 people that follow me on Facebook. So that's my only advice to you guys, is look for the solution. Ignore the problem, and then elevate yourself. That has to be done through alternative currency, through gold money, through silver money. And I always tell people, don't buy it from a broker, buy it from a leverage-based payment system where you get a commission every time you refer someone. Because then that lowers your personal costs. And that's just smart money, smart economics. So if you buy gold from Karatbars, guess what? When you refer somebody and get a commission, that commission lowers the cost of what you pay for your gold. Do things to just put money back into your house. That's not a complicated process. That's not even something that should be argued about. But I'm not trying to convince you guys of anything. I'm only trying to show you what progress I've made and the results based on my own decisions.